the Ram temple.
Yeah.
The earlier attempt, the movement that Mr. Advani launched as the Rath Yatra, was obviously probably based out of Astha or faith, but also it was a masterstroke to revive the BJP after it had been nearly decimated in 1984.
Yeah.
To that extent, it succeeded.
Yeah.
But the manner in which the Karsevaks took the law into their own hands and demolished the masjid was something about which the top BJP leadership of that time expressed deep regret.
Yes.
After which, the temple has been built not by the BJP,
By a Supreme Court verdict.
by a Supreme Court verdict. So therefore, this temple is not that of the BJP. Now, a temple has been built following due process by a judgment of the Supreme Court. Look at the complete confusion in the opposition ranks.
Yeah.
Some are saying it's anti-secular. Some are saying the BJP is doing it for political goals. No doubt. They could be right.
I mean, it is going to be the BJP's moment. It is going to be Modi's
Yes, because
moment.
one thing is that to some extent they will take credit because they were at the forefront of fighting for the temple.
Yes.
But to say that they are politicizing this event, the way to diffuse or dilute that narrative of the BJP was to say this is a temple sanctioned by the Supreme Court and Sri Ram belongs to all of us and we will happily participate in it whether invited or not.
Yeah.
Instead of that, there is total confusion. So, the BJP, this is what I mean by a response to Hindutva. Now you ask me about my own books. I've written 24 books. And my first book was a biography of Mirza Ghalib. But in recent times, I made an attempt to understand the remarkable profundity and the glory of a civilization associated with that philosophy and religion. I have a book on Adi Shankaracharya. I have a book called The Great Hindu Civilization, which I believe has been ignored or largely overlooked because of a feeling which was best summed up by the phrase of Jawaharlal Nehru. We must get rid of the dead wood of the past. And in a way, we threw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
Yes, there was superstition, prejudice, ritual, which needed to be reformed, but there were great achievements. And that too for thousands of years.
So you're saying the idea
how do I counter Hindu?
Yeah.
I counter the ultra-right, narrow-minded Hindutva, which reduces Hinduism to its lowest common denominator and is exclusionist by knowing more about what Hinduism is. The problem is that those who are fighting for secularism have probably read the Ramayan as a comic. They haven't read it.
I'm just laughing because there is a certain Western deracinated liberal,
yes,
and I have to confess that probably I was educated the same way in terms of knowing the Western classics, but knowing everything about your own country's history from Amar Chitra Katha comics.
Yeah.
There is an element of searing truth in that comment.
You may think I'm being facetious, but I'm right. When I wrote Adi Shankaracharya,
yeah,
I had such a remarkable mind. And the whole Advait philosophy, which is being validated, and I'm not Dinanath Batra, being validated by science, this whole recognition of this cosmic consciousness as a first scientific principle from which all else follows. Now, my book is there for you.
Yes.
Now, there were educated people who otherwise had read everything possible, who didn't know who Shankaracharya is, where he lived, where he was born, what he achieved. The fact that he was born in Kerala, in Kaladi, and took Samadhi in Kedarnath and walked the length and breadth of India and set up 4 mutts, which is the civilizational map of India. People don't know. I wrote a book on Tulsidas' Ramcharitmanas. I mean, people haven't read it. But if today I am in a discussion with people who, for instance, seek for lack of knowledge to weaponize Sri Ram,
yeah,
I am able to quote chapter and verse from Tulsi's Ramcharitmanas and other texts to show that Sri Ram was the epitome of rectitude, the touchstone of correct behavior, of Saumya Swabhav, who fought for justice but always within the realms of Maryada. He was known as Maryada Purushottam Ram, and Krishna was Leela Purushottam. So, you have to understand the complexities of this great civilization and religion.
So you need the language of faith and history to fight for pluralism, which too few people fighting for it today have.
I believe that
Especially
even if you are an atheist, you need the knowledge of the fact that one of the founding statements 5,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago of Hinduism is Ekam Sat Vipraha Bahuda Vadanti. The truth is one, wise people call it by different names. It is written on the arch as you enter parliaments that Udara Charitanam Vasudev Kutumbakam. For the big-hearted, the entire world is a family. Hinduism has survived as Sanatan, while many other religions and the civilizations associated with them have not. You know why? Because of its conquering eclecticism, because of its ability to retain its authenticity while being able to absorb other